Smith Show. On the Donna Smith Show. And this is how we do it. And this is how we do it. On the Donna Smith Show. On the Donna Smith Show.
Yeah,
On the Donna Smith Show. Yeah.
yeah,
On
yeah.
the Donna Smith Show. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? We are here this evening doing our thing here. I hope that I didn't click off. I think I clicked off from you guys. I didn't mean to, but I'm back here. I'm back here. How you doing? How you doing? We here. We here. Hey, Gareth.
Yeah, how you doing?
What's happening, my friend? What's happening, grown folks out there? We are a little behind ourselves this evening, but that's okay. This is what we do sometimes. Technical difficulties. Plus, I was having a little show chat, before I came live on here with Gareth's wife. It's always a pleasure chatting with her. And we had to catch up because I haven't been around doing this for a couple of weeks. But thank you guys for joining in tonight. And we are gonna have us a short show tonight, but I'm definitely here in the flash, Gareth and I believe we have JJ coming on real soon. So I want to say, hey, everybody, and let you know that our topics, our conversation, our feedback, our questions, um, our differences of opinion that we may have is not meant to offend anyone, you guys. We are just here having some grown folk topic and fun. And, nothing is scripted. It's off top of the head. We just going with it, going at it because we know, hey, JJ, we know, quiet as it's kept, that is always something interesting and something wild and fabulous going on in this lifetime, right? Every day. And I just wanted to I appreciate each and every one of you. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, join us on Sundays. If the show shifts and we don't do a Sunday, I will keep you guys informed. But usually we're here on Sunday evenings. Okay. So with that being said, hello everyone. Hey JJ, thank you for chiming in.
Hey,
I
Miss Donna.
appreciate you too. Gareth and I was just getting some things started. And it is time for our for us to toast it up. Did you bring your? Oh yeah, see, he ain't playing, y'all. Look, JJ makes his appearance. What's that? Steel? What's that called?
Still
Steel?
reserved, 211. Yep.
Oh, that's 211.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
heard about that. Click, click, clank. Come on now. What you got, Gary? You got water?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Click, click, clank. Mm. Thank you guys. Well, I'm taking it light, easy, and bright. I don't have no 211 tonight, but I do have a little of my wine, just sipping on some wine, just to kind of keep it mellow. We have been dealing with some bad rainy weather. It's been crazy, and it's raining
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And I believe it's gonna rain throughout the week until the end of the week, on and off. I don't know how it is where you're at right now, JJ, but it ain't
It
nice
was
out
it was
here.
snowy this week, but it melted quickly. So
Oh, okay. So it was
yeah, it's nice and
snowing.
warm.
I think I saw a video you did with walking out in the snow. Was that you? Yeah, I think that was it.
That was last month, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, you was walking in the snow and you
That's
actually like
cool.
that, huh? You like the snow thing.
Because I'm very hot naturally.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm
Hello.
always I
Hello,
can walk,
y'all.
yeah, I can walk around in negative 10 degrees, no problem.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm a walking inferno. So
Yeah, that's right. I hear you. And Gareth just said that it's raining out where he is too. He's in the Bay Area and he's dealing with the rain. Out where I'm at, it's been rainy and it gets windy. It gets you have your winds too that get a little high. And the scary thing about that is that um PG&E sometimes you lose power, the wind, the trees, the power lines, stuff like that. And so we're in the dark sometime. And I hate that. I hate that. It's dark on the streets, it's dark in your house, it's just dark. And PGE, I mean, last week we had a power outage that lasted. It wasn't even raining that day, and it was all day. I think the power went out about 10 o'clock in the morning. It didn't come back up until like 6:30, 7 o'clock that evening.
Wow.
And normally I would have been not home, so it wouldn't have really affected me. But I was at home because I had been under the weather with whatever little virus I had gotten. So I was laid up. And we take for granted. I just want to say this before we get started. We take for granted the things of like PG&E and water and garbage and stuff like that. But when you go without that stuff, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I mean, I was going down, I went downstairs and I was saying, well, let me heat up some spaghetti I had from the other night. Microwave don't work.
Oh no.
Okay. And so I'm like, I can't heat up nothing. Microwave ain't coming on. And you just take, well, let me do something on the stove. Stove ain't coming on. Let me just turn something on TV to occupy me. TV ain't coming on. Well,
Hmm.
let me log on to my computer. Maybe I'll get on here and do some blogging. My computer was not charged, and I didn't know at the time that my battery was going bad. But I learned from
Yeah.
JJ, and I've learned how to research, and I've learned how to figure some stuff out. Okay. So I found the battery. First of all, I kept getting this little notice on my computer that was saying your battery is low or something, whatever, whatever. And
Yeah.
the issue I was having, and I'm trying to do better with that since I put the new battery in, is I was leaving my computer plugged up to the power source the whole time I'll be on it using it. Like that was gonna help conserve the battery.
Everybody does it.
But
They
that
just
drains your battery, you guys.
yeah.
That doesn't help
They
it.
need to they need to make better technology
Yeah,
is
it's
the
like
problem.
I was
That's
doing that forever, or I would just leave for
I
the
do the
day.
same thing. I have three laptops and I have to replace all their batteries.
Yeah.
That's $300 I'm gonna have to shell out.
Wow. And it's amazing that because when I went on Amazon to try to, I found out how to go find the battery on my computer, took it out,
Yeah.
paid attention to the numbers and all that, put it in, and I just thought I was going to have to pay a big fortune, but really, it wasn't that bad. I was able to get the battery, and then I got me a new charger adapter because
Okay.
the cord was getting kind of, and I say, well, before this go out, let me just, so I got both for like 20 some dollars, not 20 some dollars each. The total was 20 some dollars. It was under 30. So I did good. So when it came, I'm thinking, oh, this is not gonna work. I know this ain't what I was supposed to got. I know I was supposed to do something. I was getting ready to say, JJ, can you walk me through JJ? Uh-huh. But I popped it in and plugged it in, followed the little instructions, and guess what? Walla walla. And
That's
it's
right.
been doing fine. And right now, I must tell you, my battery is at 66%. So what I wanted to ask for you gurus out there, and maybe JJ while we talking. So, okay, I'm at 66%. So when do I actually plug my power source in when I get down below 50, or wait until it gets down to low, or when I log off? I mean, when do you
That's a good
actually plug it
question. That's a good question. I've done research on it, and you kind of want to train your battery. So I would say, down to 20%, but
in?
don't
Okay.
nobody got time for all of that. We don't want to wait till we're almost out of power. Let's say we're doing something, we might accidentally trip out the cord, and we need enough time to be able to plug it back in. So
But can
you
I
don't.
actually be using my computer while it's charging? Say like it gets down to 20% and we're doing the show for an hour
Right.
and I plug it in. I can still continue to use the
Absolutely. You can
computer.
use it and it's gonna charge up. Like right now, my tablet is at 60%. So I'm charging it up because I don't like for it to drain all the way out. I have stuff that I like to do when I'm not having it plugged in. And that's the purpose of our devices, is so they could be portable and usable for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I have my phone is at 30%. But I mean, I don't have another charger for it right now. I'm using my tablet to
Okay.
charge it. So,
Okay.
it's a lot,
Mm-hmm.
to balance all of these devices. And that's why I said the technology does need to improve.
Yeah.
But I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. Unless
Yeah.
somebody, I think they got the game locked down right now as far as um, the control of the lithium ion batteries, and how we're using our devices.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it's also planned obsolescence. They want us to keep buying batteries.
Hello.
And, the energy is finite, which means it will run out no matter how many times you charge it. It only has a
Sooner or
certain
later,
amount
you're
of,
gonna have to replace it
you're
anyway,
going to
is
have
what
to
you're saying.
replace it anyway. So, for someone like me who, has stereos and other electronics from the late 90s, you know, it, I'm not the type to want to replace my stuff. I want to try to keep stuff forever.
Right.
And, I got to change that. I got to have that in the budget
Do
to
you
replace
have
my
to
stuff.
have you had to replace your battery, Gareth, in your
No,
computer? No. And I must say, I have a Hewlett Packard
I
computer,
got an HP. Yep.
HP. Now
Yep.
I've had this computer for, let's say, 6 years.
Same here.
I've had one service thing I have to take to the shop one time where I had gotten some funny stuff happening, and that was it. I have not had to replace the battery the entire time. This was the first
That's
time.
good.
So
That's
I
actually
think
really good.
that's pretty good,
That's
right?
pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll settle for, at least if I accidentally unplug it, it'll last for 5 minutes, and that'll give me enough time to hurry up and plug it back in. That's the
okay.
I have to replace my battery.
But I don't need, once I get to 100%, as a rule, once you get to 100%, unplug the power source. Do not go to sleep and leave it plugged up like I used to do all the time. And don't just keep it continuously on there like that, because it will eventually drain down, right? Where it got to the point where I couldn't use my computer at all without it being plugged up.
Yeah, it'll get to that point, and I do the same thing, Miss Donna. I leave my computer plugged in. That Hey,
I
some bad
know.
habits just won't die, and I've just accepted its fate that I could
Yeah.
unplug it and it'll just shut off on me.
Well, I just wanted you to know that I did. I researched it and I
You
got on
good
there. I said, you
try.
know what? I said, I'm not technical savvy, but I do know a little something. Well, I can figure stuff. I know how to research and read and figure stuff out, right? And I said, as
Right.
long as it wasn't going to take me a whole lot of unscrewing and disconnecting and, shutting down the big motherboard or whatever they call all that. If I didn't have to do all that stuff, I did it. So it's really simple, you guys. It's not hard. Pay attention to what your computer is saying. Pay attention to the messages that you get. Um, find out where your battery is located. And a lot of these computers, it's really not that expensive to replace your battery, because you don't want it to lead to, I don't know, JB. I don't know, JJ. Could it actually lead to other issues if you don't
Um.
replace the battery? No?
Yeah. You could eventually, like, if you're in the middle of a project and you accidentally unplug your cord, you could suffer from data loss. Like, if you're in the
Okay.
if you didn't save your project that you're working on,
Okay.
you abruptly shut down your operating system, you could possibly damage your operating system or the file that you were working on.
I
So
see.
it's just important to, maybe have a spare battery if you have the
Yeah.
budget for that. I will also strongly suggest going through a battery company. Like, if you have a local battery store, have
Uh-huh.
them order the battery, because if they order the battery and it's defective, that can replace it. It's under warranty. But if you just order it yourself and send it to your house, you can't send that back because you're not a licensed battery dealer. I had to
Oh,
research that. So I bought a battery. It was the wrong one for my computer. I spent $100 on it, and I
It
can't
costs
sell it.
that much?
And I couldn't sell it back. And the store, I tried to negotiate with the battery store, and they didn't want it either
Why
because
did yours cost that much? Is it based on what
um
type of
it was for my
computer you have?
MacBook. It's for my MacBook, but I also have an
Oh,
HP. The HP costs $100 for a battery replacement, and then I also have a uh Acer.
well, you making me wonder, did I get the right thing? I mean, the computer is
Yeah,
working,
you
but I only paid 20 something dollars.
right. So
It depends
it
on my
might work out in your favor, but
yeah.
no matter how much money you spend on it, if it's the wrong battery,
It's
you
not
can't
gonna
use that.
work.
It's not going to work, and then you can't use it for anything, and that's a loss that you have
Yeah.
to take. So
Yeah.
um, we just got to
Wow.
be careful out there.
Well, I
I'm
just
glad
thank you. I
I'm
thank
glad
you.
you're coming to me about it.
Yeah. And I didn't have to call JJ, but I thought I'd mention it on the show. I knew you would get tickled about it. JJ and I go way back. He and my son, man, they actually grew up together
Yep, so
as
did.
little youngsters, okay? And I've been doing this for a long time. If I wasn't trying to do music on it, I was trying to do blogging, whatever. And JJ, he would be my go-to. I didn't have a nice computer like I have now, but I had a decent one.
Hmm.
And I would always come to him, oh, that computer, boy, I used to always have, man, if I didn't get viruses, I got this and that. And JJ would help me through. And I believe you had to replace a battery for one of my
I
computers.
had to replace a battery and one of your keyboards one time.
Yeah, the whole freaking
I
keyboard.
had to replace the keyboard for you.
Man.
You didn't even think it was possible. I'm like, yeah, you can just order a new keyboard.
Yeah, I was like, I can get a new keyboard. I was trying to avoid back then, my budget and being a student and all this stuff I didn't want to have to buy a new computer. And man, he ended up replacing my doggone keyboard and everything. And it's all these different parts you can buy. Just like on mine, I'm looking at now. Now I don't know. This one is made. Hmm. I don't know. Look like you would have to replace this whole top panel with this one.
Yeah, I'm
It
gonna have to
looks like
replace
it's
my whole
fixed.
panel on mine. I
Yeah, look
dropped
like
my
this
laptop.
whole thing. But I did buy me a portable keyboard. I got me one that I use without having to thump on the computer all the time, plug it in and use it. And those are really good too because you're putting less tension on your actual keyboard on your
That's true.
computer and you're using this other thing. And I like it better. It lights up and it's actually a gaming keyboard. So it lights up with all these different colors. I didn't know it was a gaming keyboard. I just got it. And you know
You
what?
just
Voila.
got it, but you got the right thing.
And it worked. Okay. I
Look at
plugged it up.
you.
So we got to do what we got to do. Shout out to the computer world. And for those who are struggling like me, with technology at times, some things are real simple and we have to get over the fear of at least, and JJ know if I would have struggled in any way. And also my music producer, JB, he's a computer, person too. So I
Oh,
would
okay,
have
that's
been able to
awesome.
I would have been winning either way, but I wanted to see if I could do it, y'all. And I
Yeah,
did it, okay? So I wanted to
that's
say welcome
awesome.
everybody. I want to apologize for we've had a couple of weeks of um downtime, but we have had our videos still being posted in real time for you guys to still get the content. We have had the Super Bowl. Man, let me tell you, that Super Bowl had me stressed out.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
I
People
saw the
say,
Super Bowl.
yeah, they say it was fixed, rigged. I mean, I don't know. I just know 49ers they'll see y'all next year, okay? But
Well, I might
what you
get
say?
canceled for this, but I always felt like sports in general is rigged, depending on what billionaire is paying for what. That's just my conspiracy theory of it all. I think it's all you got too many people sports betting on the sidelines and stuff like that. So that's how I feel about it. I think it's all rigged. and it's
Yeah.
all about who they choose to be in the forefront. You got you know all these celebrities, you know, like Kanye West and Taylor Swift and all this other controversy going on. You know, just all these distractions. You got people criticizing Beyonce for doing a Super Bowl commercial during Usher's time to shine. It's just a whole bunch of
What do you
mess
guys
going
think
on.
about the halftime show with Usher? What do you think? Did
I
you
thought it was awesome. I
Eric,
thought
you
it was
said, yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
It was awesome. I felt like it was short, but like each song, but I looked further into it, and Usher said that he didn't know what to choose out of his 30-year career.
Well, he only got 15 minutes. So you figure with 30-year career, all his hits, 15 minutes. So you have to do snippets. You have to do a little bit of your you think your good stuff and
Absolutely.
still be able to have your showmanship going down too. And man, that seemed to be difficult.
And
Whoever
they
put that together, I mean, it's like, what do and you can only do like 30 seconds to a minute of each
and they
little song, right?
absolutely. And Gareth, you were about to say something?
And he get married.
He got
Oh, yeah,
married
yeah,
after.
that's exactly.
Congratulations,
He got
Usher.
married.
Shout out to from the Donna Smith Show, Grown Folk Talk. We congratulate you and the missus for going after the Super Bowl and getting married. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, but I guess that would have been the right thing to do. You in Vegas, right?
Hmm.
It's one of the most
Right.
inspirational moments he's ever experienced of performing at the Super Bowl. And then your mate that you've been with for quite a while. Let's just do it. Let's just do this while we here. I mean, that's wonderful. What a way to end the night, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you guys, the show was I think he did a great, wonderful job. Somebody told me I didn't really notice it too much, but they said when he was on the skates, he kind of almost fell at some point towards the end when he was
Oh,
doing
they
his little
always trying to
twirl.
micro. They're always trying to micro zoom in on all the little
Yes. I'm
details.
like, when did he
Uh,
try to
they
fall? I didn't see
once
that
you're
part.
once you're on that stage, there was a time where I wish we had the little clip of Beyonce during her Super Bowl performance. She almost fell, but nobody noticed until somebody pointed it out. So
Yeah.
that's what I mean. They just zoom in on everything. They got thousands of cameras on this guy, and every little move he made has been captured. And that's, they can you never know. They might put all of his movements in AI and make a 3D video of it in the future. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't
It's,
know. I mean,
technology is
I think it
crazy right now.
it built up anticipation. Of course, everybody, and then the guests he had that came on there too. And what about Alicia Keys? Didn't she look beautiful playing that beautiful?
Alicia Keys looked gorgeous.
Oh my
Uh,
God,
she
just
got
beautiful.
criticism for her vocals not being up to par, but Alicia Keys has a unique voice and she's known for cracking. Some people
Yeah.
like to say that she might be up there. No diss to Mary J. Blige. I love me some Mary, but there's a meme going around that says 404 key not found for Alicia Keys and Mary J. Blige, or when the Straight Outta Compton memes were going around, it was Alicia Keys straight out of vocal rage. So
Wow. That means they need to really stop. They be
yeah,
coming out.
they messing with her.
They
They
be
also
dissing. I think she was absolutely beautiful, and I think
she
everybody
was
he had
gorgeous.
on
Uh, they also
everybody.
like picking on Usher and Alicia, talking about Usher better watch out because he was touching all over
What a
Alicia.
hug.
And
I mean, that was just
yeah,
the
that
way
hug,
he embraced. I
yeah.
mean, come on now. I mean, was
Yeah,
he
there's a
feeling on her? Was he touching on her? No, it was just a nice little,
they made
let's rock
reference to
with it.
that Boondocks episode. I don't know if you watched the book, but there's a episode where Usher takes one of the characters' wife, for example, and
Mhm.
serenades her at the dinner table, and that's all the wife talks about is Usher, and the husband gets jealous. So
Mm.
they use that as a reference for the Alicia Keys Usher fiasco. And actually, Swiss Beats said that he liked it and it's entertainment, and everybody needs to calm down. And I wholeheartedly agree. It just needs to be about entertainment. They did a song together. It's a classic, and we should respect the art of it all and the entertainment of it all.
Exactly. You know, I'm sorry, I was just reading
Oh,
something.
it's all right.
Um, yeah, it was, you know, it's always something in a negative connotation. You can't. I mean,
Right.
they had a post that was on Facebook where somebody posted with, grading the performance A, B, C, D, E, F. And a lot of people I think I saw a few C's, but for the most part, for the Super Bowl show, it was A's, A pluses, B's, a lot of those four. And I think a lot of people did enjoy it. I think it was well done. I think
It'll be
that,
nothing like it. It was so unique. It's Usher. And if you follow his career from Can You Get With It back in the old school, early 90s. Come
yeah.
on now. We're talking about Usher from back in the day all the way till now. I grew up listening to Usher, but I feel like I grew up with him. So as he's performing, we're going through our memories and of his
Yeah.
iconic songs, and it was just awesomeness to have that. And I just feel like the people who are grading him couldn't hold a candle to his performance anyway. They don't. What is their
Right.
catalog? What have they accomplished in
Right.
their life? They. So we need to consider the source when we're listening to these people who are grading these iconic performances.
And another thing that I paid attention to and was in awe about is, um, I mean, you look at the fact that the publicity and the doors that open up with you being able to perform at something
Absolutely.
such at a large range, but they don't get paid for that performance there as far as contractual, we're going to pay you this to perform at the Super Bowl. They don't get paid.
Oh,
But
but his
if you
streams
think
went
outside
up.
the box of them, really, they are going to win with doing that. You
His
know what I'm
streams
saying?
went up a
Mm.
lot. You got remember there was Ludacris there. I believe Lil Jon was there. Jermaine Dupri with his leprechaun looking self.
What was
Uh,
that? What was that? Was that is that the new thing? I mean, I don't know. The outfit, was it?
well, what I read or heard about was Jermaine Dupri was dressed like that because he was at Usher's wedding, and that's how he was dressed.
But the
And
wedding
so
was
then he was
after the show.
that's what was said. I could be wrong. I don't even say allegedly.
I mean,
Y'all can look
I
more
didn't get the.
into
I mean, I thought it was a new designer, some type of Italian new twist or something. I mean, I didn't know.
it.
It,
They compared him to CeeLo, which I thought was
oh,
hilarious. Yeah, yeah, they got
wow,
on Jermaine Dupri with that look, and
wow,
they're
wow.
just like there's no matter what, there's no excuse for that look. Like he tried to show that it was a high end brand of socks or whatever, like it was Versace or something. We don't care what brand it was.
I don't care what brand, dude. That
That
was not the fit,
people were
right?
saying he looked like one of the people who signed the Declaration of Independence. Like, come on now. They went in on Jermaine Dupri.
Oh man.
I live for it. Bottom line, it no matter what anybody says, that's one of the many iconic moments of the Super Bowl. And Usher has put his spot on the wall for great moments,
Yeah,
many
absolutely.
great moments.
Absolutely. Now, when I tuned in a little behind it had already started, whatever. I missed the national anthem. And they did sing it with
Mhm.
they said a African American twist or something like that, whatever,
I
whatever.
saw that.
Did
Yeah,
you see that? What do you
I
guys
saw
think?
it. I liked all the performances. They did like three different songs. So they did
Okay.
the African American national anthem. I believe they did the national anthem, and All the performances were pretty good. Even Reba
Okay.
McEntire performed. She stayed in her lane.
So
I was
it
like,
wasn't just that one. It was they did a variety.
it was several different performances, and it just I just liked how they threw it together. It was really good.
Okay.
It was very entertaining.
Yeah, I saw little news clips of certain things after the fact. You know how they show little flashes, but I had missed that actual, you know, part.
Yeah, it was
And
one
I
of those.
should have recorded the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it made me wish I had a DVR or a VCR. Even sometimes a VCR is better.
I know. Do they still have those?
Yes, they do, and I'm actually planning on purchasing one so I can
Oh,
record
you
live.
can actually purchase one. I thought maybe you had to go to the Goodwill or something and get it because
You can, yeah, you only expensive, and you can buy one for $500, or you can go to Goodwill online and they're selling them
wow.
in good condition. You can also get some off eBay. So there's
Okay.
still actually There's one company that's, I think it's Daewoo, that's
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but they're still manufacturing VCRs to this
They
day.
will. They will.
There's a niche market for that, like for seniors who still have their collection, and
Okay.
there's technology to convert your VHS to digital if you would like,
Wow.
DVD.
I
So
think somewhere tucked away in a box or two in the garage, I know I got a whole bunch of DVD movies and all that, and I do have a VHS and a DVD player, but they don't even need DVD players anymore, really, like before.
I would counteract that because the way streaming is going and the way that these companies like to have control over what content we watch, I would strongly suggest going back to analog. Get those if you got blank VHS tapes, if you got or blank DVDs, or whatever your flavor is, stick to them because these companies are trying to control how we watch our content. And I know we're sick of ads. Even when we're paying premium plans, they're
Mm-hmm.
having the nerve to put ads on these premium plans. And
Mm.
we pay for we pay all this money for streaming services to avoid that. And they're playing in our faces. And it's time for us to fight back with what we buy. And I say go back to buying the old technology.
Well, I know streaming is it took me a while to cut the cord from actual dealing with a cable company, and I finally crossed over almost a year ago now to the
Yeah,
streaming. And I really, I mean, I'm saving money, and I'm able to watch a lot of stuff that I was able to watch, paying
absolutely.
$300 a month for a U-verse that was pimping. And
Yeah,
I didn't even have the premium where I didn't have HBO Star, Showtime, whatever. I had HBO and the one of the others, and that was it in the regular channel. It just don't make no sense. But I'm glad I did switch to streaming. I was apprehensive, nervous about doing it at first because I was like, nah, that ain't gonna work. But as long as you got Wi-Fi and you got internet, you man, it's good. I mean, and you want to get the
absolutely.
extra, you want to get stars, you want to get Showtime, you want to add something on it, but I actually have YouTube TV. I love it. Shout out to YouTube TV. Um, and I don't have any complaints about it. And I'm paying way less than I was paying to have my cable. And then when I had my cable, it was always something going on with it. Where I had to call them and troubleshoot and this and that and that and that. I ain't even
Yeah,
having to
absolutely.
worry
Yeah,
about all that.
I have Xfinity now, and I've recently what they like to do is towards the end of my billing cycle, they like to restrict my data usage, and I have several devices that's using my Wi-Fi. My
Oh,
TV, my computer, my three laptops I mentioned, my
oh yeah,
phone, my
yeah.
tablets. They're all using the internet, and I even do gaming sometimes. So my Xbox uses it, and so at the end of the month, it tends to try to restrict the data, and I don't like that. I'm like, I'm paying, you know, what $120 a month, and I'm only paying for internet. They gave me a streaming box, but I don't use their streaming box. It's like their Roku.
Well, you need to find
So,
out because you paying that much. You should be able to have the data that you need to do what you got to do now. Maybe you
and
need to find somebody else.
I thought about that as well, but it's just convenient that I already paid for it. It's right there. Like if I go to another company, every place has something. So
Yeah, they do. Gareth, do you have cable or you have streaming?
I have a identity.
Xfinity.
yeah, if you ask for Xfinity too, it's just
Okay.
convenient.
So you
I
guys,
can.
that's through Comcast, right?
Yeah.
That's Comcast Xfinity.
And
Yeah,
you
they
guys,
own that
you
company.
guys pretty much is okay with that. I mean,
It's all right. I mean, until they start restricting data towards the end of the month, and I'll say like around the 21st is when I start to notice a drop in data usage and or the Wi-Fi will start to go out, and I'm like,
hmm.
what is all this? It was working cool the whole rest of the month, you know.
Mhm.
So
That's
I wouldn't be
crazy.
you know what? I think a lot of data companies probably do that because we have out here what's called CenturyLink,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they do the same thing. I've seen the same type of complaints in the comments. So
Yeah, that's
uh,
crazy.
yeah, these companies are just they're squeezing us you know, every single dime out of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
And
not
that's
right.
every single dime for real, though.
Every single dime.
Well, we got to get a
It's
little
for
smarter.
some people, you know, I wonder for some people they got to choose between whether they want to have their internet or if they got to pay for groceries or pay their utility bill. You know, it's a struggle out here right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I can go on forever.
Or
Don't get me
have a
started.
cell phone instead of,
Okay.
they Wi-Fi. I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
hey, see, I downgraded my phone plan. I was paying the $55 Android plan. And I was like, I don't even go anywhere with my phone, really. I'll be in the house all the time. So why am I paying $55 when I could downgrade my phone bill to $30 a month, use the Wi-Fi at home, and I
It
really feel like
works.
I feel like I shouldn't even pay $30 for my phone. Like I don't have a lot of phone
Well, who is
calls
your
every
phone
month.
through? Metro or somebody else?
Metro PCS. I'm gonna switch to Cricket because they're right across the street from where I stay.
Well,
So
why
I'm
don't you
switching
why
to
you won't check? I mean, T-Mobile is a part of um Metro.
Cricket. Cricket is owned by AT&T, so I feel like I'll be
So
getting
you
higher
prefer
quality.
Cricket over T-Mobile?
I had Cricket before, and the service was awesome. I was in the middle of nowhere, and I still got service. So
I always thought Cricket was like a low budget bootsy type
it's
of
yeah,
phone.
it's right there with Metro PCS, but Metro PCS is also owned by T-Mobile,
Right, it is.
and they're using the same lines, and so I feel like their
Same
quality.
satellite or something like that. Yeah.
I feel like ever since T-Mobile took over Metro, the quality has diminished
With
greatly
T-Mobile?
with T-Mobile.
Hmm.
Absolutely,
You
I
think?
like Metro,
Oh.
um, but they bought the company, and the quality of service has
And who
diminished
you
greatly.
have, Gareth? Who's your phone carrier?
AT&T.
AT&T.
I'm about to be
AT&T been trying to sucker me to get their phone for I don't know how long. I don't know if I want to mess with that though. I mean, I like what I have and I don't have any complaints about it, but I don't know about AT&T. You like it? You like AT&T phone? And your phone don't cut off and you don't have issues in different
No,
areas and
no,
all that?
no.
and if I remember
Is it
correctly,
affordable, reasonable plan for you,
I'm on the family plan.
the
yeah,
family?
hmm
Okay, so they
AT&T is
give you
not
a
bad.
discount with the family. They give you a little discount when you have more than one, right? Okay. Okay. Well, that's another thing to check into. You guys streaming and these phone plans, who's coming at you with the right and signal. Because I mean, I travel and stuff like that, and I do my videos and all that. I need reliability. I need my stuff
Absolutely.
to be right. I can't be walking. I remember when I had Metro, some years ago, you would be in certain little pockets and you just lose service and you can't hear the person, they can't hear you. You can walk through the mall, I ain't got no reception. I was like, you know. But I think they have stepped up their game a little bit more. But research, you guys. That's all I say.
Absolutely.
Research and see. Now, what about let's change the beat a little bit. You know, there was a GoFundMe page started for Trump. Did y'all know that? To help him, you know,
Oh,
because you know, they had he has this
I've been trying
355
to avoid Trump more.
million. The judge 355 million, okay, that has to be paid. New York. So there was a wife of an investor. They didn't give her name. She launched a GoFundMe to help pay for this money that he owed. Now, as of Saturday, they have already raised 185,000. Okay, from 4,000 donors already. What do you guys think about that? I mean, that's a lot of money raised in such a short time. Do you think is it going to be any issues or repercussions for people, you know, donating this money to help him out, or do you what do you have to say about this?
Hey, if people want to waste their money, go ahead. That's what it's there.
It must be some big time donations too. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, if people want to,
4,000 donators already, donations. I mean,
that's the thing about the freedom of being a consumer is you can spend your money on whatever you want for the most part.
so
Most
technically, nobody can get in trouble for that. It's free to. I mean, you free to donate your money to
Hey,
whomever for
if
whatever
that's what you
purpose,
want to do,
right?
hey, they could decide to misappropriate the funds and decide to buy, luxury vehicles. We don't know what they're going to do with that money. You don't,
He's
that's their
already
decision.
that's today is what? What's today? So as of Saturday it was 185K already.
Yeah,
He needs 355 million. That's a lot of money.
yeah. And with all the problems going on in this country right now, and people being homeless and not being able to have some food in their stomachs
And somewhere to stay, somewhere to
and
live.
somewhere to stay, that it
But I just,
need I say more.
yeah, no, you already saying enough. I get it. Y'all get it, right? You hear what he's saying, right? I mean, it's like, come on, what are we doing? But it's a rhyme and reason for everything. I just thought it was very jaw dropping. When I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, really?
Oh,
Whoever.
I've been on GoFundMe before. There's even more ridiculous stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Different fundraisers that people put together. Um,
And folks
People just,
donate too.
yeah, people, hey, fund my. I've seen fund my plastic surgery, or pay for my,
Donations for my BBL.
or fund my shopping spree. I want to go on a shopping spree. I don't have no money. Maybe you can help me out. Help me be an influencer. But GoFundMe is a hot mess, and I don't think the people who came up with GoFundMe intended it to be that way.
But they get
But
a percentage of
yeah,
what you can
they
cash
get a
out.
percentage of
They get
they
a
get a percentage
percentage
of
of
that
that
hot
money.
mess.
Right. You know, they coming up one way or another.
One way or another.
You know what I'm saying? They are coming up.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was like a very interesting situation to read about, and I just was like, what? I mean, they
Yeah.
are really trying to get this man out of deep waters. It's like, oh my God. So yeah, so let me move on. This is a short and sweet inquiring minds want to know. I don't think I got to it last time I had it out here to talk about, but we got into another one that was about the girl who had the crush and let the guy kiss her sometime and do this and do that. And anyway, we talked about that one last time, but this one, I don't remind me if I did, but I don't think I did. Okay, it goes like this. Just found out that my new love just had a sex change from a man to a woman. She didn't tell me this. I found out from her cousin that was mad at her, and then she told me. She did not deny it and said that this was the new quote unquote her, and that was her past. My question is this deception? The trust is somewhat jaded now, and I don't know which way to go with this. Can you guys help me? JJ's
I'm
taking
so
his
right.
note.
You know how I do. I take notes.
Can you guys help me? Now, deception, strong word. Is this deception? Because they didn't disclose from the beginning that I changed my sex. So if a person meets you under a certain way or condition about you, is it your right? Isn't it your right to just, it is what it is. This is what's happening. I'll let you know of my past issues if it will affect us in any way moving forward. Say, for instance, if I don't know, if they just got out of prison or something, I don't know, or did 25 years for a crime that was just, unspeakable or something. Maybe they should tell you about that. Or they got 3, 4 kids. Maybe they should tell you about that. But are they obligated to tell you that they have changed their sex and now you have them in the way that they are? They're not misleading you, right? They're not making you think they're one way and they're not. They're actually a woman now. They changed everything to a woman now. So you have met this person as a woman. Should you know about the fact that she used to be a man?
Uh,
I haven't read it.
Hmm?
I'm gonna add them. No. You to me a man. I mean, I think me. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I like
You used to, this person used to be a man. They used to be a man that now with
next
the
door to me.
operation, they a woman. So now they're with a man and they are the woman in their new life, in their new way.
Why?
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 I guess it was a personal decision and choice, and people make them every day. I mean, I don't know why. It's just
that's the
something
that's
that
the
they.
that's why I want to say I'm going to tread lightly on this because cancel culture, but there needs to be some kind of education on this. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lean too much on the law on this because, like you said, this is a choice that this person decided to make. And every choice has a consequence. And whether you choose to disclose or not disclose has consequences behind them. So, with that being said, as far as the deception, um, we gotta, we gotta think about what are we choosing not to do. Let's go. Let's look at the what are we harming by not disclosing? Is where I'm getting at with it. What if this dude wants to have a child and you never told him about your past, and so you keep trying for a child because this guy doesn't know, and then finally comes out that you're a trans woman. Let's also start with the end of his last statement is he doesn't know which direction to go, which means
Right.
that there might be still some love there. That although he might feel deceived, he still cares about this person.
He does.
And
I mean, it
and
doesn't say that they broke up or
yeah, it
whatever. He
doesn't say
just
that
feeling.
he
Yeah.
broke up or anything. He feels some type of way, and he should feel some type of way
Mhm.
because, yeah, if you choose not to say certain things, there could be a trust issue, and you can't tell people how to feel. So,
A
um,
cousin and a cousin
and
ended up
the
telling him he found out through a cousin,
he
not
found out through
the
an angry
source.
cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and we just I'll use this for an example. There was a man that was in the same type of situation, kept trying and trying for a baby, and found out the hard way that he was with a trans woman,
Okay.
and ended up divorcing and suing this trans woman, and won.
Hmm.
So I just feel like people need to be careful out here
One
because
under the grounds of deception, not
I
telling the person and giving them
um,
the right to choose.
I think it was the deception of it all and making it seem like that they were capable of having a child together. Mind you, from my perspective, you could adopt. There's a lot of children out there that need parents, and
Mm-hmm.
that's something that could be discussed. If you still love this person and you're looking beyond physical attributes, and you still have love for this person, it's possible for you to work this out. There's people who might feel like, okay, well, I want my biological child. I want a son or a daughter that's mine. I know I look in their eyes that this is mine. Um, you could have that perspective, but you could also have the perspective of that there are a lot of children in orphanages that need love right now, and you could be somebody that could do that for them. You could be a good parent to them.
Mm-hmm.
So um that's just I just I just want peace and love for everybody at the
Right.
end of the day, and that's what this should be about. Is um a lot of people don't disclose because they're scared of what the consequences may be.
Right.
um and so and I'm not gonna dive too deep on what the consequences may be, but
I mean, you made a grand point regarding because having that type of operation, I'm quite sure they don't put the fallopian tubes and the eggs and all that stuff up there where you can conceive and have a
no,
baby and grow in the uterus and everything. They actually make you of a JJ, yes, so that it can be entered in and out, but all that other anatomy stuff is not happening. So no, you can't have kids. So
right,
one way or another, if you do, I mean, I think it's only right if you're going on a serious direction with somebody and they may want to marry you and you cannot have kids, you need to disclose that because that may be one of the deciding factors of if they want to even take that plunge, whether they like you or not. Some will say, well,
right,
we could adopt. I love you. I want to be with you. And then, down the line, they want their own seed. They do want their own seed.
Yes.
So it may become an issue moving
right,
forward. So give them the opportunity to decide. Now, that's a hot topic. However, if you had a sex change, yes, sexually, you are anatomy wise, externally, and somewhat to enter, you are a female, but you're not totally the whole whatever. Perhaps you should let somebody know that you are with that you can't have babies. because of XYZ, because they're going to want to know why you can't have the babies. And then you don't want to lie and mislead them and say, oh, well, I got my tubes tied. And you ain't had no tubes to get tied. So here you got another lie jumping off from a lie. And you need to just be honest. And then you give that person the opportunity to choose. They may still love you in spite of. They fell in love with who you were. That's bigger than the whole JJ, right?
You might luck out and find somebody like me. I'm pansexual. So
So
I'm open to
pansexual, excuse me for asking, but that's
pansexual.
that's when you
So
go to the
I'm
right,
into
to the left, up and down, all around. I
all.
mean, you
I'm into all of it. So
okay, okay.
that covers everything, because some people think bisexual is like just one of the other. I'm attracted to all genders, whatever y'all want to come up with gender wise in the future. Pansexual covers all of that. And
But
you
it would
might look
seem
out to
as
have
though, not
somebody
to
look
get
like
off
me.
track, but it would seem as though bisexual is pretty similar to
It's the
pansexual.
it's the same thing, but it's all about terminology, and people are so
Okay.
they nitpick at the wording
Okay.
and
Okay.
all of that. So that's why Wayne Brady came out as pansexual, because he was like, he didn't want to offend anybody with his coming out, and
Yes,
he wanted to let
exactly.
everybody know he's attracted to all genders. So
Yes.
um,
So in this regard, we should be. I mean, me personally. I mean, I don't know. This is a really fine line one. I have never been in such a situation. I can just only empathize with what they could be going through. But I would suggest that you keep it 100. And if you are
keep it 100.
emotionally, yeah,
Yeah, just keep
if
it
you
100.
emotionally caught up with somebody that you may be moving for, because you don't want stuff to come out like you did with cousin. You sometimes got some vindictive relatives that you think something secret is tucked, and they get pissed off at you, and they telling your mate everything,
Hey,
and your mate is like, "Wait a minute, I didn't
I've,
know."
I've I've gotten mad at my cousin before, and I almost said something I was gonna regret, and I was like, you know what, don't go there,
A
because me and my
relative or a friend, you just be like, okay, I'm about to bust them out. I'm about
yeah,
to tell it. I'm about to tell it. And some people tell it, and then and it's like your mate will say, I could have got past the fact that you did that or you are that, but why you didn't tell me? Why I had to find out from your friend or your uncle or your sister or your brother? That's the hurting part right there.
that's that. Well, I just feel like the cousin was out of pocket. It's like, for example, that's like outing somebody who's trying to come, who's in the closet. I don't think that is right for people to be outing other people, unless they're doing something really harmful. Like you're just serial, just messy out here, you know.
That should be their right to say
But
when they want
at
to
the end of the
say.
day, it's their right to disclose what they are to the world. There's reasons why people don't come out the closet,
Yeah,
and and we're not gonna sit here and pretend like everything's perfect, and in this world, and so
hmm
there's a reason why people don't disclose that they were previously a man or a woman. You know,
hmm
there's reasons behind that. Uh,
hmm
that doesn't make it right. It but there are reasons behind it. Oh,
Yeah.
and Gareth, your mic is muted. I see you're talking.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
You had Gareth, you had something to say, or you good?
no, I'm good. I'm good.
So
Okay.
it's a touchy subject, because this still going on in 2024 of people not being forthcoming about who they are. Period. And I feel
Right.
like if you're gonna marry somebody, you gotta just be honest. You know,
Right.
have that conversation about your past, and you know, allow people to have an informed decision. I think that's the best way. Now, if you do choose to not do so, that's your choice too. But like I said in the beginning, every action has a consequence, and we got to think about what those things are, and are we willing to deal with the consequences?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, it's just sometimes some people will they feel as though certain things is their past, and that a
Yeah,
person should be in tune with how I am now. Like some don't believe in just letting you know their whole life story, and that happened when they was, and then there's some who feel like you need to know. You need to know I'm not that person anymore, but I don't want it to come out any other way. But I think a sex change or the fact that you can't have kids, whether it's a man or a woman, because some men may have what do you call it, bisectomies, um,
vasectomy. Yeah, vasectomy.
bisectomies, and they can't have kids, but they don't say, and then she comes up
That's
pregnant.
another one too that they don't say anything and they had a
He comes up
vasectomy.
pregnant, and first thing he want to say is, "I can't have no kids." Well, what do you mean? I had a vasectomy 15 years ago.
Actually, there was a when that law passed on abortion in certain states, there was an uptick in vasectomies
Mm.
behind that. So that is a real thing right now that's going on. Is they so concentrating on the woman's right to choose that they weren't thinking about, oh, a man has the right to choose too. If he don't want to have kids, he can go and get an operation and make that happen. Or you don't have he's not capable of having kids. I'm gonna leave
Right.
my toolbox alone personally. I like what I got, and I would hope in the future I can get somebody pregnant. That'd be nice,
Oh yeah, to have your little baby,
and to have a little JJ.
a little
But
JJ. Hey, this is okay.
only thing I gotta keep in mind is I'll be in my 60s by the time this child is grown. No, I'll be in my 60s
Mm-hmm.
by the time this child is grown. If I were to start now.
Well, what's his name? What's that actor? What's his name? I forget that actor who just fathered a baby at 80 something years old.
Oh yeah, they don't care.
God, I forgot who he
They
was.
just getting out
Was
kids.
it Janetto?
I
I
don't
didn't forgot. There was
but
somebody I had read
one
about.
of them. I know you talking about that they in the 80s getting people pregnant.
Yes, he
That's
got
all
so
about legacy and
so
they
his little fishes still work. Them little fishes still work, y'all, at 80 something years old. I thought they had,
I don't know about
died.
all that. These babies, that baby might have some problems. We don't
Mm.
know.
I
I don't
think
know.
the woman, and that was one of the actors. I think it was Robert De Niro, somebody. I don't quote me on that, but I think. But anyway, the lady who had the baby was in her 30s, and he was like 80 something.
Ugh.
And I think he was depressed and crying and stressed because he wants to be around to enjoy his daughter
Uh, hey,
growing up.
he might live to be well into his hundreds, but you got to think about that you're in your 80s. You're probably already really not as active as you were when, 20 years prior or 40 years prior. You know what I mean? Like, you got,
What about
you,
being at the park throwing the ball and running
right.
and
Hey,
chasing little Johnny and
no
then
no diss to these older seniors because some of them can still get down on the dance floor and jump around and stuff and very
yeah.
active. There's a clip of a 170 or 7 year old dancing like he's still young. Like it's still possible to be in your hundreds and still be in that
And it's
real
still
good shape.
possible to do the clap as long as it's
Oh yeah,
functionable
right.
and she can still spread them. I don't care. People, I've heard stories about, oh, well, I'm too old. I don't do that no more. I'm too, and you're never too old.
Young
It's
is in
just
the
depending
mind. You're
on
never too
you.
old.
If you can receive or give and still physically do that, do it.
And these older people, they starting to they doing good. They exercising. These older people starting to look attractive. I'm like, oh, okay, y'all got the creams and the y'all know how to tighten the skin a little bit better than previous generations. Okay, I see y'all.
I
Age
remember
defying.
I was on this
Age
cruise.
defying.
I was on this cruise and we was sitting in the elevator and it was a lot of cougars getting in the elevator looking
Mhm.
good, smelling good, whatever. And it was like 2, 3 younger guys. They might have been in their 30s. And one of them say, man, these older women is looking better and better
Right.
nowadays, right? And I'm looking around because I'm like, who you talking about? I ain't no older woman. Shit, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? But no, I was just
Right.
playing. But I knew what he was saying because all of us was like women that was, I would say 40 and up. But it was
Right.
just funny the way he said it. He was like, man, he said they got these young women beat. And I
Right.
felt kind of good about that because that means we looking good, representing and this and that. But a lot of the younger women nowadays is different. It's just they're different. And somebody was telling me that some of the younger women now don't even carry a purse. They don't even carry purses and stuff. They just all over the place with stuff. And then it's this thing about I was talking to someone earlier about how um when it comes to marriage and relationship, like I know somebody who didn't want to get married until they found a wife to be that was open to having open, like with another woman in their
Oh, you talking about
relationship.
like a threesome?
Yeah. And
Okay.
the women that they were connecting with and meeting, they were um they were cool in every regard, beautiful, business, taking care of stuff. But they when they got to talking about, okay, this is what I want, this is how I need it, they was like, no, I can't do that. Because some men end up losing their women like that. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah,
Not
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
into that
Losing
threesome.
her boo-boo, okay.
Not everybody
But
into that threesome stuff.
yeah, they was like, and then some
Yeah.
would say some he told me that some said that they were open to trying it out, but they couldn't promise that this is how they were gonna want to want to be. But they did not want to marry any woman until she was down for doing that anytime they wanted her to. And
Ooh.
this is something that this was one of their prerequisites of I'll marry you, I love you, but you have got to be down for
That's a
having no
lot.
issues getting down with a woman, with us, with all of us on a regular basis, whenever I need it, whenever I want it.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And then the person I was discussing this with was like, they saw it as some form of control. They say maybe that person is got some kind of control freak issues of wanting, because you want that person to be um to
Hmm.
be available to do you know what I'm saying. Most women want to get married to someone they fall in love with, and they want to be with for the rest of their life, but you putting conditions on, I'll marry you if you gonna do XYZ. And my prerequisite is I want another woman. I want you to be into getting with another woman sometime in front of me and with me. Sometimes he said he just want to watch the situation with them two together, and
Oh
then there are
wow.
times that he wants to be included with them together.
Yeah, that's
So
yeah.
I'll be like, well, you know what? Check this out. And, you can't be putting no demands on nobody like that. Now, if you guys are on the same page of your friskiness and your freakiness, and you've been dating, and you know what they like to do, they know what you like to do, whatever. Okay, that's something y'all like to do sometimes
Right.
when you do it. But to say you have got to do this in order for me to take this to the next level with you, come on now. That's gonna be a problem.
That's a lot.
They may get to a point 5 years later where, look, this threesome thing, I ain't down with that no more. And you didn't already marry them.
Yeah, it could get tired quickly. Plus, you get when you enter a third party into your relationship, you run the risk of the third party catching feelings
We
and
talked
wanting to
about
mess,
that before on another show.
yeah, and wanting to mess up the relationship.
Yeah.
Um, for selfish reasons. Well, they don't want to do it. Well, I'll do it. You divorce them, marry me, and I'll do whatever you want. And you think the grass is greener on the other side. You find out they don't wash clothes, they don't cook, they
They
don't
don't even
clean.
wash their booty, okay?
But they
They
got but
just
they got this
funky.
ring.
They just funky. And you got that big bling bling. And they like, okay,
Yeah, so
well, he mine now or she mine. That's what people go wrong because you know what? Marriage can be undone. I'm not saying that, I mean, it should be forever. When you say I do and you marry someone, it should be until death do you part. It really should. It really
it
should.
should.
But there is times, depending on circumstances and what you're dealing with and what you're going through, where you have to say, I got to step down out of this. I can't do this. And it can be done. People think that they sit up and have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids by you, or they got businesses with you, or they got property with you, or they got kids or whatever. They think that it's okay. Well, this person ain't going nowhere because we got all these doggone investments in each other. So they gonna be with me forever. I can just treat them any kind of way. Come on, bye, boy, bye, 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 bye. Bye.
Yeah, that sounds like an ultimatum to me.
Yeah, for real though. So that's another topic for another day. But it is interesting that this person is having this particular issue. And I mean the most that we can say, and we have said, is that a keep it 100, stay honest. I'd like to know though how this pans out. They already know now. They know
Right.
that you have, gotten yourself changed over. Do you love one another enough to keep this going? Will this and you have to be honest with yourself. Will this affect your trust in one another moving forward or your trust in them because they didn't tell you? You found out through a cousin the wrong kind of way, and will that hinder, because trust is a big factor in a relationship. You got to have that trust. And so excuse me, if that's going to be a problem moving forward, then you may have to reassess some things. Some people mentally, just the fact that, I mean, they could have been sleeping together for the past 2 years and they never even had an inkling of a feeling or even know that they had a change, right?
Yeah,
Wait a minute, see my battery going low. Hold up.
that's okay.
I just got a I just got a warning. See
Yeah,
y'all?
that's why I keep my cord on a little binder clip right next to the desk when it's unplugged, and then it starts to
I'm gonna
get
have to
low.
keep my cord on the binder clip too, because I got me a
Yeah,
new battery and it just said battery low. Let me see what it's doing now. Is it charging? Uh, y'all can still see me, right?
yeah, I can
Yeah.
see you just fine.
Yeah, it's charging.
Okay.
Oh, it said I only had 13%.
You okay? Yeah, that's cutting
But
it kind of close. That's why I keep
but
mine plugged in.
I know. I mean, I'm just glad I got it going on right here. I got me a new battery. But you guys, yeah. So my thing is keep it 100, you know, weigh what's, what you already have, weigh how much your love and commitment and devotion is for one another. You've been doing this thing with each other for whatever period of time. It didn't say how long they've been together, but they've been doing it and it's been okay. They didn't even know that this had happened, except a cousin had said it. So it may be a mental thing like, okay, now I know that this is really not a vajayjay. This is not a real one. They wasn't born with it. This is something that they just had done. And it may in their psyche, it may affect some things. It may. It how certain things, just like when you are with somebody and you're thinking in your mind that they're cheating on you. Now you think that they cheating on you, but you don't have any proof. You haven't seen it. You haven't called them. They ain't brought you back nothing. You ain't came up short. But you just got this little feeling that something ain't right, right? So you roll with it and you just watching to see, okay, something. Sooner or later, I'm gonna find out what's going on with this. I don't know for sure, so I can't bust them out. But then once you finally know, once you finally catch them, or once they bring you back some kind of STD or something like that, once you finally know, a lot of folks can't deal with it no more. It's like, because now I know you didn't did what you did. At first, I was thinking you did it, but now I know you did it. And the thought, especially men, they get this thought of, and these nightmares of another man all over their woman and all entering into her, whatever. It's just unbearable. Nobody wants to know that another person has been invading their situation, right?
Somebody sleeping in my bed, messing with my head.
I mean, now, if y'all got an open relationship, maybe you wouldn't even, it's like, okay, it's open, it's wide open. But come on, you've been faithful, you've been down, and all of a sudden, you find out for sure. Now you find out for sure. So the same, I brought that up to say, now this person that found out for sure that your kitty is not really I don't know if it's say it's not a real kitty, but you wasn't born with that kitty. You got a kitty made. And it may affect their psyche. I don't know. We have to think about putting ourselves in a situation. What if you was in that situation? Say, for instance, the person you with, you find out that they went from a woman to, can you go from a woman? No, you can't go from a woman to a man, huh? You can go from a man to a woman.
Yeah, you can go for a woman to a man.
You can have a situation sewn on and all that.
I
don't think it will work right. It ain't gonna do the things y'all do.
I mean, I'll have to do further research on that.
Please do, and bring it back the next show, because have you heard of it, Gary? I haven't heard of a woman.
What's your name in the man? The man there.
Who, Jenner?
No, Brittany
Joyner. I mean, yeah. They were a man or woman. Which one? Oh, Joyner. They went from a man to a woman, or a woman to a man.
A woman to a man.
Oh, so they got a situation. I wonder how that is. I like that. We need to do some research. I mean, for real, JJ, can you make a note that next week we gonna, I ain't trying to just talk about the lang, but it'd be interesting to hear, because I've heard the women, I mean, the men who change over to women, but I haven't heard of a woman changing her genitals to a man's. And if so, one of the things I would like to know is it operational? Because it seemed like you would have to attach ligaments and nerves and blood flow and hook stuff up, because it's a blood flow thing. Blood rushes to it and it engorges it, right? So if you put one on there, you got to make sure it's hooked up to the things that need to make it do what it do. the vajayjay thing, you just need something that will open and grip, and you can enter back and forth, and that's pretty much without me getting
Yeah.
too vulgar.
Yeah.
It may not do all the things that the
You
real
might
one
you
do.
might
You
you
know,
might not be able to have your adult fun happy time.
right, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. There has to be some type of limitations. And we're gonna talk about this on the Grown Folk Table Talk next week. JJ, don't forget, take notes.
It's in there.
He's my PR person, y'all. He got the pen and the paper, and he makes it happen. He know. Yeah, I mean, this topic is not meant to disturb or make fun or make
I
light of
mean,
anybody or anything. it's just real life. It's just
this is
interesting
stuff
to
that
know.
people want to know, and I wish that I knew somebody that went through this or is currently going through this, but at the same time, they tend to want to fly under the radar and don't want to necessarily educate people about that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there is a YouTuber that went through it,
Mm-hmm.
but they ended up regretting it.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
or they ended up regretting that aspect of the surgery.
Wow.
And that's a. I mean, it's a lot, mentally, physically, for them to go through. Um, but I had said one of the episodes that we did that there's animals that are able to change sex in the ocean. They're able to change their own sex whenever they feel like it. So it
Is that
does
right?
exist.
Whenever
It
they
does
feel
exist
like
in
it.
it does exist in nature. It does
So
where animals able to change their sex.
today you want to be a male, and
Right.
you flip it around to make it do that. And then 2 days later, I want to go back to being a female.
Some animals have the ability to self reproduce where they don't need to have another companion to reproduce. That's also I just learned that within the
Well,
past couple
I've
of
learned
years.
that cockroaches, the female is born with eggs and ready to hatch.
I heard that. I heard that too. I don't know
So
how
that's
much.
why they multiply so fast, because
That's
you
why
got
they're
them
able to
little
multiply
female
so
roaches
quickly.
that already be born with them eggs in there ready to do. Now I don't know what the time frame is before they can lay them or whatever, but they already born before they didn't did the claps or whatever the
Right.
roaches do. That's a roach,
Right.
y'all. And Google that. I ain't lying to you. I'm telling you
No, you're not.
telling you
No,
what I heard. You heard
it's
that too?
facts. It's facts. I believe it's facts.
The female roach is born with eggs and can reproduce. You hear me? That's why when you turn on your light, now I'm only telling y'all, I ain't telling y'all what I know. I ain't got no, don't be blasting me out on TikTok talking about Donna got roaches and she let it be known on her YouTube live. I do not have
Actually,
roaches.
you could have
I do
roaches in a
not have
five-star
roaches.
hotel.
I do not. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I
You could
don't
have
have
roaches in a
roaches, but I know about roaches. There was a time in my life where I lived in a roach infested apartment building. And every time one got sprayed, everybody got the roaches.
Mm-hmm.
They ran from that apartment to this one. And then all of a sudden you got roaches. And like, what is wrong? And then you get sprayed and they run to your neighbor. Trust me. I was living in that building and I had to go. Had to go. So I think we
Mm-hmm.
all didn't experience, and it has nothing to do with you not being clean or nothing like that. A person that got a roach in their purse that got eggs and they come over your house and they set their purse down, your house can be spick and span. And that roach crawl up out of that purse and is able to lay some eggs around there. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Now you gonna have roaches, and you're not nasty, you're not dirty. Somebody just dropped a roach with some eggs at your house. So that's why when you know somebody that got roaches, they tell you when you get before you go in your house, shake out all your stuff, spray it, do that. Don't bring your bag in.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is real, and this is why. Because they born to multiply, just like that. Okay, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't know, you better ask somebody. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna have to wrap it up, you guys. This has been a wonderful wonderful show. I
Yeah.
just want to say too, I appreciate you guys. Cordell did say he would be with us next week, and I
Okay.
understand sometimes things come up. We have fell off a couple of weeks, but it's been a lot going on. It's been Super Bowl games. It's been me getting hit with whatever that virus was. Um,
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
they're talking about there's another one going around and they can't test for it.
Yeah,
So
see, I don't know what hit me, but I'm gonna tell you, it passed. I passed out. Everything. It's some stuff going on, and I know a few people who have gotten recently sick with something that is going down too. So it's off the hook. It's off the hook. And but I'm better now, thank you. And I'm
you
just
looking good over there, Miss Donna.
thank you. I'm feeling better, man. I was feeling, and I'm still dealing with the eyes. I was looking really tired for a while under the eyes, but that was because my rest had been really, I wasn't resting right. Even though I was home, I was trying to get my rest. I wasn't feeling well, whatever, but I'm trying to bounce back. I've been drinking my fluids.
That's
Um,
good.
One of the issues I was telling Gareth at the beginning of the show, before the show, is I was highly dehydrated. Um, I had gotten highly dehydrated and my blood pressure had dropped down
Yeah,
extremely low.
I stay
Yeah.
with me a water bottle all the
And so
time.
when I got
All
hit
the
with the
time. I'm
virus
freezing.
and I had all the bowels, I had too TMI. Anyway, I had a lot of stuff going on that dropped my blood pressure, had me fainting, had me rushed to the hospital, all that stuff. And thank the Lord, I ended up being okay with some rest, um, some rest and liquids, and just being strictly chill because I was hit and I didn't even feel it. The few days before it, I was feeling really draggy and tired, like
Yeah.
I didn't know why I was feeling tired all of a sudden. I was just feeling tired. I'm like, why am I feeling so? And I remember going to work and I had said, I said, man, I'm not feeling too cool, but I'm here, but I'm feeling like I need another day of rest or something. And then that next day when I took off is actually the morning that I passed out. And what was so scary about it is that I commute an hour and some going to work and come
Yeah.
to work. And I could have been driving
Right.
when that happened. Or I could have been at work or somewhere where I'm using the back, anything. And I just thank God that, I mean, I hate it happened, but I'm glad it happened at home where I
Yeah.
was not doing that. And so, yeah. So I was definitely, something was trying to get me before that. But we got to take care of ourselves. I did a video on that. You guys do your vitamins, drink your fluids, pay attention to your body. Your body is your vessel. It's going to give you warnings and tell you. And dehydration is real. You can say, I've had people tell me, I don't like drinking water. I don't like, look, you got to get some Crystal Light. You got to get something sprinkle up in there, slice some lemons up,
Something.
whatever. You better get your liquids, and liquids come in all different forms, but you want to make sure you do get your water in. You have got to do it because your body needs that to be functionable in every regard. And you sitting up there feeling all lethargic and slow and tired, and skin is looking all not right. A lot of times you need to get that liquid in you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get that liquid, or you're gonna find yourself in an emergency with them putting an IV in you, and they're gonna make sure you get it in you, like they did me. Oh, okay. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys. I want you to know that. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to be here tonight. You are the bomb. Thank you to my viewing audience for being a part of what we do. Watch my classics, my videos. They are posted on a regular basis when we are not here on a Sunday. There's still something posted for you to enjoy and throughout the week. Okay. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend. Also, we will be back at you. I have studio coming up, but I'm going to be doing Saturdays. I'm working on something really nice, you guys. I can't wait till it's done.
I
Because
can't wait to hear it.
a sister is bringing the heat, okay? I'm bringing that sassy sauce, okay? Um, but we will be back here next Sunday. for sure to have some fun. JJ, don't forget to research about that. We'll have that in one of our topics. And I want to tell everybody to have a good night. Thank you for joining us. See you next Sunday. We should be here about, what did I say? 7:45. Okay. No later than 8, but look for us. We're gonna be here, y'all.
We gonna be here.
Have a